Right then, first of all, it's a very windy day, so I do apologise. You may not be able to hear some of this, but I'll do the best I can. This is a walk around video for a part exchange car that's coming to us, because we don't normally sell them with this mileage. It's a 2.2 EX automatic diesel, 2010 or 2011 registered, with just come up to 151,000 miles, with an amazing history. And the car is in, for its age and mileage, absolutely incredible condition. Front of the car is really clean, bumper absolutely lovely, likewise bonnet. I mean, it's hard to see a stone chip on there at all. Near side of the car, lovely and smooth in the panels, no obvious indentations or scratches or marks. Alloy on the front there, really good with the lightest of curbing. Panels absolutely fantastic. Rear near side alloy absolutely lovely. So the only external mark of any note on this car that I can really show you, and it's something you could get like chips away to do for £50 or so. You got this little, just where it's rubbed actually, it doesn't look as bad in the flesh, but it is there, it just runs on, so you could just get that little lower corner done if you wanted to. But personally, the age of mileage, I wouldn't touch it, but I'll leave that up to discretion of whoever buys the car. Around the back, offside, again, ridiculously smooth in the panel work. Offside rear alloy, unmarked. The remaining panels are absolutely fantastic. And final real, again, a little bit curbing on that one on the outside, but that looks, I mean, it is in amazing condition, I have to say. If you thought the outside was good, the interior, if anything, is even better. Full complement of equipment, tonneau, middle shelf, but all the carpeted areas, all the plastics, look in absolutely fantastic condition. Let's come into the back of the car, wide opening rear doors, masses of leg room in these cars, and the front seats are set for me, and I'm 6 foot tall. The leatherwork for an SUV, and effectively played end for kids, that is remarkable. Coming to the front, again, all ridiculously clean. Footwell area is lovely, full set of original Honda mats. Leatherwork on the passenger seat there, superb condition. Just coming to the front, door card again, remarkably clean. Quite often you see a lot of sort of, there's hard plastic there, you see sort of where rings might have scratched, but there's nothing at all on this one. Again, footwell area is really good, and the driver's seat, again, in just astonishing condition, it has to be said. So inside now, engine's running as always, so the dash can be seen illuminated, and again the dashboard repeats the theme, ridiculously clean. It just looks almost factory fresh. Sat nav, you can see, working perfectly. Put the car into reverse. We've got front and rear parking sensors, as well as that nice big rear camera. It is amazing. The only interior wear that I can show you is just here. It just looks like something's caught around there. You take it out, by the way. So, but that's it. Apart from that, I mean, this looks ludicrously clean. And then 150,905 miles. No warning lights on the car at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V. It's a 2.2 EX automatic diesel, obviously. Car's registered KN61KFO, and mileage is 150,898 miles. The reason we do all of our videos, and especially actually this road test section, because it's most important, I think, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the cars we're advertising actually in operation. The reason we feel it's important is because we know, unfortunately, to our cost rather, how frustrating it can be to go and look at a car which, as I said, can just look perfectly good in an advert and a description, but when you get there and drive it, it's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the vehicle. So that's why we do it. We also do it on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, so hopefully then it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, as you'll know hopefully from the walk around video, if I've managed to edit it by this point, I try and do both. So for fear of repeating myself, obviously this is a part exchange car which has come into us. It's been amazingly well looked after, I have to say. It's borderline ludicrous to think it's done the mileage it's done, because there's nowhere in the world driving the car you would have thought it had done more than 30,000-40,000 miles. It is genuinely that tight on the road. It's amazing. Obviously benefits from a lovely history, which shows that attention's been lavished on it in terms of servicing. We're going through the car as I always do. Engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, and it's been running for quite some time now. The engines are, I mean, I've always said it, they are brilliant, and this is sort of proof as much as anything else. I mean, it literally sounds exactly like one that's just rolled off the production line. It's smooth, quiet, pulls with absolute vigour from all revs, low down, high, all the way through to its higher revs, unlike so many diesels which are, you know, just rev for a little bit and then they just die away. This has got a really broad span of power to it, but it just sounds so sweet and quiet in operation. It's absolutely amazing. The cam chain driven, by the way. There's no cam belts to worry about on these, and no scheduled requirement for change through the life of the engine. Engine then feeds through into the gearbox, automatic gearbox. Very nice gearbox, smooth shifting. Like the engine's got a reputation for being incredibly tough and robust. We've never touched one, so you know, they are strong indeed. Despite reputation, I always recommend that when you're getting into one of a car, especially with a few miles on the clock like this one, it is high mileage. When you put it into drive from neutral and stationary obviously and reverse, just listen out for any sort of clunks or rattles that shouldn't be there as it engages, or thuds as it goes in. And on the move the gear changes should be smooth, and as I said, in this case they're absolutely perfect. So yeah, there's no issues at all. It's mechanically, in terms of the powertrain, faultless. Steering of the car tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limits actually, and it's a lovely power steering setup. It's got very nice weighting to it. It makes the car feel really solid and secure on the road. There's no nervousness to the steering at all. There's no vagueness, which you get with so many SUVs of this era in particular, and these were way ahead of their time. That's so car-like to drive by comparison, as I said, to most which, you know, feel like or felt like you know, sort of commercial vans to drive by comparison. They really did. Same goes for the chassis, because the chassis gives you this really compliant ride. It's very smooth riding, very comfortable, but when you show it some corners, you know, off camber, bumpy ones, quick, slow, it flows through them really well. It maintains body composure brilliantly. Again, unlike some which can feel very pillowy and soft and comfortable, then you just show them a corner and they lurch about, which is horrible, especially for backseat passengers. Rather hoping I can get around the back of him. What I'm also looking out for, by the way, or listening out for more importantly, is for any kind of knocks or rattles or clonks coming from underneath the suspension that shouldn't be there. And this road section here is why I talk about at this point. It's got a surface akin to that of the moon. It's horrible. It's pitted and nasty, and it's got little little bumps, which if there's anything going to rattle through the car, it'll do it on that surface. And as I said, I would expect something on this age of mileage, and rightly so in some ways, and there's literally nothing. It is absolutely solid as a rock. It's ridiculous, it really is. I'm going to give the brakes a bit of a shove. Just hold on to my phone while I do this, just make sure no one's directly behind. But really nice solid brake pedal on the car. What I'm looking out for in particular on automatics is any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, which would suggest a bit of brake wear and warping. which you tend to get more of with automatic cars because the brakes are doing more of the work. But as I said, it's again absolutely spot on, can't fault it. So finally coming inside the car, and it just continues the theme really. The first thing, pictures can tell you so many things, videos can show you so many things. What they can't get across is the build quality of this. That's 150,000 miles and not a squeak or a rattle from the interior of the car. It is brilliantly built. And this is where I've always been frustrated by motoring press, because they always laud the same manufacturers, nearly always German, as being the best built, because they've got heavy, clunky sounding doors, they've got lots of squidgy plastics, and they look well built, and they are quite well built, but they're not as well built as these. Build quality isn't how they look, it's how they're put together and how they last the test of time. And this is where the CR-Vs are in a sort of league of their own for this era in particular. Absolutely amazing build quality, and all working exactly as it should. Sat nav, as you can see, working perfectly well. Dual zone climate control system, which gives you different temperatures side to side, again working spot on. It also blows out lovely cold air, because we checked that in a nice warm workshop earlier on. Heated seats, again, work exactly as they should. Dash binnacle in front, really, I love this era again of Honda's lovely simple dash designs, detailing. It looks like an enlarged motorbike dashboard. It's just all the information you need and no more. Just you look at it, take the information in, that's it. Steering wheel, leather bound, and again it shows pretty much no wear at all. It's incredible. The only way I can see is that, I can't remember if I mentioned, down here around there, it looks like something's caught on the plastics there. I'm trying to find anything that is obvious, but as I said, anyone got into this would genuinely think they're looking at a car with done a third of the miles. It is genuinely that good. This is a four-wheel drive version of the CR-V. There are no buttons to activate it, or levers or anything like that. Because basically Honda worked out very quickly that the vast majority of its customers would be doing what I'm doing today, driving in perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive. So basically it runs in front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time. Only as and when it needs to go into four-wheel drive, it'll do it itself. So basically it relies on the traction control system of the car. If the front wheels even start to lose grip, and it reacts so much more quickly than you could ever do pressing a button, it brings in the rear wheels seamlessly to give you four-wheel drive. It's brilliant in how it works. I've got a CR-V which uses exactly the system. Towing a caravan, I've never come close to getting stuck with it. The beauty of its lack of use is it means you're going to get through your tyres less quickly compared to permanent four-wheel drive cars. You're going to use less fuel, and it puts a lot less mechanical stress to the vehicle. So much so that the pardon me, we've never in all our years selling Hondas of any type using this four-wheel drive system put a spanner on one of them. So I'm going to start coughing. Good time to end the video. It drives absolutely perfectly. I simply cannot fault this car in any way.